tough. This is really tough.
Well, that was pretty terrible.
Pretty terrible. I'm so glad we didn't do that in the sun.
Spending the night sleeping in our cars was just the beginning of this awesome, rugged backcountry trip.
Don't be shy. Can you open it?
Our party of 6 would be spending the next 5 days backpacking through the Sawtooth Mountains of Idaho.
Let's go.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
Hey, I can't do everything, man. Good thing this has a good stabilization on it.
Yeah.
We would start our hike from the Hell Roaring Trailhead, but getting there is a challenge in itself.
Hero 3.
The road is not maintained and consists of large ruts, boulders, and loose soil. Without a four-wheel drive vehicle, it would be impossible to make it to the end.
I just realized I forgot something. My camp shoes. I'll walk around barefoot.
I got flops.
At the trailhead, we filled out our entry permit and completed a final check of our gear and packs before beginning the hike.
Okay.
Over the next 5 days, we would hike to 8 alpine lakes, climb over several passes, and attempt a summit of Decker Peak, the Sawtooth Range's third tallest mountain.
Start of the voyage. Everyone got everything?
Well, I lost my pride a while
You can
ago.
have it up or down, whoever you want it to.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to use
Like one side. Let's hike.
We're going to film from the front and the rear.
Yeah.
Reaching Hell Roaring Lake, we got our first look at the mountains we would soon be ascending into.
It's a little chill.
Brain freeze.
That's the thing that sucks with these. It takes so long to drink out of them.
Oh, yeah.
We made camp on Imogene Lake just as the sun began to set. Though it was an uneventful first day, we climbed into our beds early to recoup our energy expenditure from the constant uphill hike to the lake. Our second day would be a change of pace as we ascended up, over, and into the Sawtooth Mountains.
Immediately ditched the jacket. Right away. Didn't even lay down. It was way too hot. Right there.
I was like, I'll just go.
I might find them out here, but I don't know.
Our second day, we started earlier than our first and with more energy. We would need it, as today we would have more elevation gain than yesterday.
Why are there mosquitoes the further you get up?
Looks like it's been struck multiple times by lightning.
I'm feeling great. This is wonderful. Could do it all day. We're
Glad
gonna,
one of us
because we
can.
have to.
That's
We
because
have to.
I'm glad one of us can. You carried me up the slope.
Well, just gotta get over that.
Piece of cake, right?
It's all downhill from here.
Over that.
How you guys feeling?
Froggy.
Groggy?
Out of shape.
Feeling ready to knock out that next saddle.
It's a Stanley Pass, which is, I guess you can't see it from here. It's up over there. And Evan's going to pee.
Descending from one pass, we began ascending the next. The cool temperature from the night air slowly began to disappear, and as we neared the top of Stanley Pass, our spirits began to grow higher.
You got all downhill over there.
Really?
Oh, that is so cold.
Should have brought my leg.
Ow! Oh, you okay? Shit.
I dare you to put this down your pants.
Damn. I don't know, I panicked. I panicked.
We continued over Stanley Pass and would soon turn west towards Edna Lake.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At the north end of Edna Lake, we dropped our packs and began setting up camp for the night. After a long day of hiking, it was time for a little relaxation. Relaxed and freshly bathed, we wound down for the afternoon and filled our stomachs with some much-needed fuel.
Juice them up.
PCP and like a 7 to 9 inch fixed blade.
The second day concluded with a campfire and good conversation. We'd be turning in early with the prospect of hitting the trail before sunrise. Our third day would take us higher into the Sawtooths, where we plan to make camp at Cramer Lakes. It is there we plan to base camp for the next 2 days and attempt a summit of Decker Peak.
It is day 3 for us. It's early in the morning, about 6 right now. We just packed up and left Edna Lake and are making our way to Cramer Lakes. We're gonna have a little bit of elevation gain a little later on. We got about 6 or 7 miles to go today. Air temp is good right now. It's gonna get hot later, so we're gonna try and cover as much distance as we can to beat the heat. Let's go.
The day started off with a short descent, but the decline didn't last very long. The uphill portion of today's hike began as we made our way towards Hidden Lake.
Rocking everywhere.
I got a full of ammo.
Connor, you have competition now.
I know.
Logan's starting an OnlyFans.
Are we filling up?
Are we?
I'm not. I just didn't know if anybody else needed to.
This could have been our camp spot.
Looks good. It's not very hot. Aldi's has a version of it. Take the way down.
Nope.
So we are hiking up to the last saddle we have to traverse for this trip. Other than possibly attempting a summit of Decker Peak. We won't have much for elevation gain. We'll be dropping down in the valley and going downhill most of the rest of the way. After we drop in, we'll be making our way to Cramer Lakes, where we'll camp for the next 2 days. So far, this is the best view I think we've had. After a few hours of uphill climb, we eventually made it to the top of the Cramer Divide, where we were welcomed with a view of towering, jagged peaks surrounding a valley. Hiking over the divide, we began descending switchbacks through a boulder field. Decker Peak can be seen in the distance just to the left of my pack.
I gotta go this way first. It's called switchback.
The trail navigates over loose gravel, rock, and boulders, making it easy to misplace a step. What happened?
Stepped at my ankle wrong.
I'm on a sweater already.
Press down on the bottom edge.
I think that'll stay on. Yes,
I
it is.
think so.
I'm gonna off this for 50 minutes.
No, especially with your ankle. You all right?
Yes.
Dropping down back into the trees, we emerged on the shore of Upper Cramer Lake,
the highest of 3 making up the Cramer Lakes. Pushing a little further to Middle Cramer Lake, we crossed a natural tree bridge and found an awesome spot to make camp.
This is the spot.
We spent the afternoon resting at camp and enjoying the panoramic views of Kramer Falls surrounded by the peaks. Tomorrow, 4 of us would be attempting a summit of Decker Peak, so we turned in early in preparation for tomorrow's challenge.
That's a sweet bed. I like that.
That's nice. Like the case here, so
I can fit my lock
I
pick.
was gonna say you could slide your toothbrush in those little pencil holders.
good they didn't get exposed. I got the first.
Oh.
The route to Decker Peak is not marked in any way, shape, or form. There is no trail, signage, or route description. Getting there requires off-trail navigation and route-finding skills. Prior to this trip, we had reviewed topographical maps and satellite imagery of the ascent, and planned what we felt was the best route for us to reach the summit. Our route isn't necessarily the best or only option, as time of year, weather conditions, and change of terrain can greatly affect the path up the mountain. And it's important if you plan to attempt a summit to do research for yourself. Off-trail navigation can be very dangerous, and you do it at your own risk. I would highly discourage it if you or someone in your group does not have experience with it. Our route starts from our camp at Middle Cramer Lake. We head north and follow the Mount Kramer Trail to where it intersects a small stream. From there, we leave the trail and follow the stream against its current until we reach a large pond just below treeline. From the pond, we traverse our way up a boulder field and come to the lowest point of the saddle south of Decker Peak. We will then navigate along the saddle, which will take us to the summit.
Whoa. Ugh. So we have 2 options, there or up there, and take that ridge.
more and more clouds coming in. Woo! At the top.
This is crazy.
Assuming you already got photos.
From this location, we began a cautious traverse along the saddle to the summit. The path involves climbing over massive boulders and rock slabs, many of which are loose and some will even shift beneath your feet.
Everyone doing okay though?
At this point, massive boulders made it impossible to move along the top of the saddle, and we were forced to climb down along the edge of it. After a successful summit and descent, the four of us began tracing our path back down to Middle Cramer Lake. We followed the same creek downstream we used to navigate up. Clouds filled in the last remaining patches of blue sky, and a light rain began to fall. But none of us seemed to mind. We had just had a successful off-trail summit of Decker Peak, and we walked a little taller on the way down. These trees are awesome. We made it back to camp before noon, just as the sun began to peek through the clouds. We had lunch and hung around camp for a little while, before deciding to explore around the falls. All right, we're getting near the end of day 4. We got one more day left here in the Sawtooth. We're hiking out tomorrow. We're sitting at Middle Cramer Lake right now. Absolutely beautiful spot. You got the falls behind me. The falls drop down from Upper Kramer down to Middle Kramer. Beautiful mountain views all around. It's incredible. So we're just winding down today. We're checking out the falls. Clouds are in, the storm's coming in, the thunder's coming in. So we're gonna probably finish up here, button up camp, get dinner, wind down for the night, and then we're hiking out tomorrow.
Discipline,
Can't think of it. They're not the easy, quick grab.
You see a helicopter fly in. Drop
Yeah.
someone in. Take pictures.
let me take a selfie.
Yeah.
It's not about being a little close, it's about getting across. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
After checking out the falls, we returned to camp and made our final dinner of the trip. We organized our equipment in preparation for tomorrow's hike to Redfish Lake. The plan was to start early morning in the dark so we could catch a shuttle boat across the lake. Though it was our final day tomorrow, we weren't out of the woods yet. Even in the last few miles, things can still go wrong.
Wow.
Shovel in front of
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's kick some ass. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I want a burger.
Get your ass moving.
I'm gonna crawl across this log, but not too.
Yeah, go slow across this log, guys. Stars still scattered the night sky when we set off on our final day. Just 7 miles sat between us and Redfish Lake. Mostly downhill, and over half would be hiked with our headlamps lit. We would hike out of the night and into the day, but not all of us would come out unscathed before the tips of the peaks could catch the sun's rays. All right, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Just gotta find our way out of here first.
So what time is it?
It's 4:40.
While descending some switchbacks, Cassie sprained her ankle and briefly passed out from the pain. What hurts it when you move? I won't push it, but like which direction? Side to side. After assessing her injury, it was clear she would not be able to hike out with a loaded pack. So we unpacked her gear and distributed it among the rest of the group. All right, let's divide up her sleep system. We got hammock, rainfly, bug net. If you just got room, I can take this.
Yeah, just Chad fuel.
Give me whatever.
Logan, how much? Like, what do you have for spacing?
I have unlimited space.
Unlimited space. Can you fit a jet boil?
Yeah. I have 4,500 cubic inches of space.
Nothing but space. I brought an empty pack.
I brought an empty pack in my bag.
After a short rest, Cassie was back up on her feet, and we continued on trail.
Looking like it.
The last.
If you want, I can lay down and you can walk on me.
Yeah, get in.
I like wring you out like a jacket.
Woohoo! This is cold.
What a man.
It's all fucking deep there.
Yeah, fuck it.
That was so good. So cool.
Yeah.
The morning sun began to peek through the trees, warming away the cool night air, adding a little extra pep to our step. The trees began to thin and the canopy above opened up to blue skies. Through the gaps in the pines we could see Redfish Lake in the distance. Seeing as we were leaving the mountains, we turned around to take in one last look. We emerged onto the shoreline of Redfish Lake, where we waited at the rendezvous point for our shuttle. This was a successful hike with many memories made along the way. Five days ago, 6 friends set off down a trail, not knowing what to expect. We drank from streams, swam in alpine lakes, climbed a mountain, and came out physically tired but mentally refreshed. With the Sawtooths now in the books, it's time to get back, get some burgers, and start planning for our next adventure.